What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And it's Friday, y'all. And this week have been packed with all types of nonsense. And I figure I might as well close out Friday with the top 3 worst decisions made by anybody, anywhere in America of the week. Possibly of the year. And the third person who really is the number one person, I think I might even throw them up there of all time. But right now, let's go ahead and start with number 1. These are the choices people make that backfire on them so badly that they're not ready for it. In their mind, when they're doing it, it seems like a good idea. But later on, they're going, I can't believe I just did that, because I just straight up ruined myself because of whatever. Maybe it was an impulsive decision. Maybe it was just simply emotions driven. But nonetheless, right now, all of these people I'm about to name are sitting somewhere scratching their dome saying, what was I thinking? You ever been there? You ever been there? The worst words you can say to yourself is, what have I done? That's a bad situation. So let's go ahead and start off with, we'll go from third to first. All right. The third dumbest decision of the week award goes to the lady they call a Karen. Let's listen to her. Here we go. Central Park.
Video of that Central Park lady who, when asked by a bird watcher to leash her dog, called the cops on
There
him.
you go. Ready? And
I'm
action.
There's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
There is an African-American man. I'm in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Now, just in case you haven't heard about this case, this white lady was walking in the park where her dog was supposed to be on a leash. This black man, who doesn't, after I saw him, look like a threatening black man. He looks like a very intelligent, non-threatening black man. I would put him in the category of a Carlton Banks, somebody like that. Just nice, non-threatening whatsoever. That happened to be watching birds because he knows that people won't have their dogs chasing the birds in the park. Or at least they're not supposed to, because the dogs were supposed to be on a leash, except for her. Now, this goes back to you get caught doing something wrong and get mad. Just like Fredo, you know who he is. Fredo Cuomo, he gets busted without a mask, chilling out with his family, and then he gets mad at the guy who calls him out. So she gets caught with her dog running around off a leash, like the Democrats when they send out Antifa in places like that. I mean, you know what? Just let them act a fool. And people are going, would you put these people on a leash? Would you, please? Yeah. But her dog's running around. The guy calls her out. And instead of saying, oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. My fault. She decides to say, don't be filming me with that camera. Now, most likely, I don't want to stereotype or anything, but most likely, she's probably a progressive liberal. Because, I mean, you know, in New York, most people are. And you know, this is one of those people that probably would be online advocating against social injustice and racism and all of that stuff. And I don't want to, you know, assume. But just from her response after all of it blew up in her face, you could tell, man, she went over the top trying to, you know, emphasize that, you know, I'm not a racist and all this stuff, which I'm not saying she is. But I'm saying that she was racist for that moment. She used what she thought would give her an advantage in, you know, getting rid of the embarrassment that she was facing because she didn't have her dog on a leash. So the guy is filming her and she decides, I don't want to be filmed. Now it goes from, I don't want to be filmed, let me continue to walk away from this guy recording me, to, I'm going to come closer to you and tell you you're threatening me. Now I'm going to call the cops, and then I'm going to put on an award-winning performance like I was in the movie, wherever that movie was, when they was in Florida, that took place where the woman slept with the black dude, and then when she got caught, she's like, oh man, he was so big and so black. Yeah, she put on a performance and got everybody in trouble, which she could have done if this dude wasn't recording. Let's hear her wonderful acting job as she chokes out her dog.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you either.
Oh, here it
I'm
is.
being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Did
Oh,
you
that
hear
poor
that?
dog. She seemed fixated by race. You could say that's part of IDing someone to the police, but it sounded more like she was using it to gin up a false allegation.
What happened to her, Greg?
Along with horribly manhandling her poor dog, she became the prime example of what people call a Karen, a person quick to complain to the manager, the dope who makes a scene about nothing, and not much of a dog owner. It backfired. She lost her job and her dog. Is there any satisfaction to be found in this? Maybe. She seems the type who, no doubt, has dished out the grief she's getting now.
Yeah.
And her mistake isn't small. If this hadn't been filmed, the black man could have been arrested.
Absolutely.
She could have lied some more.
Yeah.
Shots could have been fired.
So now, one, don't you feel dumb? She's somewhere going, because I didn't want to take it to the chin on me being out here with my dog off the leash, and I wanted to put on a performance thinking that immediately the cops going to rush in, like, obviously there's a black guy here, he's threatening you, ma'am, we're just going to jump on him and knock him in the head with our billy clubs. She thought that might happen, and it backfired. Now, she earns the number 3 spot on my list. Okay, number 2 is Mika Perginski. Yeah, Mika, Mika and Joe. Of course, she's mad because Donald Trump tweeting and stuff. But she's not going to get the second place award. Because what happened is she became a Karen and ran to Jack Dorsey or whatever his name is on Twitter. Hey, you need to do something about this. Because Donald Trump being mean. Forget all the stuff we say about him. How we say he a liar, cheater, misogynist, sexist, rapist. He also is a Hitler, white nationalist, xenophobe, homophobe, who lying about taking hydroxy and all that stuff, and he's a Russian agent. Forget all that stuff we say about him. We want you to tend to our needs right now because I'm sensitive. And Jack Doherty did it. And what did he do? I'm sure that many other people right now in the same field that he is in, just been doing the same stuff he's doing, but they decided, you know what? We're not going to pick a fight with the president. Now, we know we don't like him. We don't like his followers. We don't like his voters. We don't like the people that's on the internets as conservatives tweeting and all that stuff. We can deal with them, but leave him alone, okay? Jack Doherty couldn't leave well enough alone. He went from the top. He went to the top. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. And he went all the way to the top. And let's see what happened. First of all, Tucker, give us an intro to this.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight.
What's happening,
We'll have
Tucker?
the latest on those riots in Minneapolis last night. And yes, they were in fact riots, no matter what they're telling you on the other channels. That's a fact,
true.
and we have the tape.
Okay.
But first tonight, we're going to state the obvious. Donald Trump tweets an awful lot. Many wish he didn't do it. He does it anyway. It's often his preferred mode of communication.
Right.
Now, whether or not it's politically wise for him to do this, Donald Trump has an absolute right as an American to express what he actually thinks.
I agree.
Even if every other person on earth disagrees with him.
Right.
When they used to tell you this was a free country, and they often said that,
Yeah, they do.
that's what they were talking about, the freedom of speech. Well, sadly, it's become a much less free country.
It is?
Power has become radically concentrated in far fewer hands than at any time in the past 100 years, at least. And the people who wield that power have no interest whatsoever in your right to say something they disagree with. In fact, they're delighted to silence you if you try. They're not embarrassed to admit that they do this. They don't pretend anymore.
I see.
Twitter, for example, now openly purges users whose political views their executives don't like.
Oh.
It's bewildering if you think about it that they're allowed to do this.
True.
Because like all the big tech companies, Twitter only exists, its CEO is only a billionaire, because Twitter enjoys key exemptions from federal law, exemptions that you don't enjoy and we don't enjoy here at Fox News.
Thank you.
It has those exemptions because Congress carved them out for the big tech companies. And that means Congress has the power to defend your free speech online. The White House does too. And yet they've done absolutely nothing so far to help you. Until yesterday, Twitter returned the favor by leaving the commander-in-chief's Twitter feed alone. And then Trump criticized mail-in voting. The president tweeted that mail-in ballots could be, quote, substantially fraudulent. Well, as a factual matter, that is true. You can prove it. As we told you last night, mail-in ballots have been linked to numerous cases of election fraud. People have been criminally convicted for it. So it's really not up for debate.
No, not at all.
But this is an election year, and mail-in voting is now the central objective of the Democratic Party. And so you're not...
Now, anytime the Democrats is circling around something, you already know it's a problem. They're like buzzards. They're like buzzards. They show up and they just feast off of dead, nasty stuff. Here they come walking in, looking like, all right, where's the scraps? You know, whenever you see them swirling around, you're like, oh, something's going down. It's a problem, okay? So the Democrats, whenever they start pushing for something in particular, you best believe it's a problem. Okay, why do you want mail-in voting now all of a sudden? Hundreds of years we've been going to the polls, but now all of a sudden, we have to mail in all these votes, leaving room for a bunch of chaos, okay? Now, instead of Jack saying, you know what, I'm going to leave well enough alone on this one. He forgot about all the Mika Brzezinski or Perginski or whatever her name is, you know, Mika, crazy Mika, all of her outrage over that. And he decides to pick a fight on this, mail-in voting. That was more important than Donald Trump alleging that potentially, Beaker, her husband, might have, need investigation because of some lady who was killed, an intern or something. So forget that. Let's go after this mail-in voting tweet. He went too far. He wasn't thinking it through, y'all. And then you had Mark Zuckerberg try to clean it up. Like, that was him. I ain't do that. Hey, I'm saying leave. Look. We're not the police. We're not the police. We think political rhetoric. And I know they probably got off the phone and called him up like, dude, what are you? Now, look, we could get away with doing this to the regular common people. We might even get away with doing it to some semi-famous people, but you went too far. You went to the press. Now it's going to mess us all up. Now he just messed everybody up. And now don't he feel dumb? Listen to what happened.
Unchecked power to censor, restrict, edit, shape, hide, alter virtually any form of communication between private citizens or large public audiences.
I see.
There's no precedent in American history for so small a number of corporations to control so large a sphere of human interaction.
True, President.
And that includes individual people controlling vast amounts of territory, and we can't allow that to happen.
No, we can't.
Especially when they go about doing what they're doing, because they're doing things incorrectly. They have points of view, and if we go by that, it's actually amazing that there was a success in 2016, but we can't let this continue to happen. It's very, very unfair. And you look at the statistics and you look at what is going on, and I think everybody would very much agree with that.
So let me sum it up for you. All of those perks that all of these social media giants were enjoying are now going to be taken away. Now they can be liable because they want to be editors instead of a neutral platform. They want to be able to put their thumb on the scale. They want to be able to say, well, what President Trump said. Actually, here's some fact checking we've done from CNN or MSNBC, who are upstanding, legitimate news organizations. When they have posted story after story, I heard one lady from CNN today on Twitter say President Trump is responsible for 100,000 deaths. Where's the fact checker? Where's, Jack posting something underneath that this does not express the views of Twitter? We cannot confirm that President Trump actually is responsible for these 100,000 deaths. Therefore, according to whatever, this could be a lie. Where's all of that? Where's all of that? See, he just didn't think it through. He's not thinking, saying, okay, I'm going after this. What happens when you're so fixated on going after one man where you don't see the traps that you can throw yourself in all around that? So now if you go after him and fact check him, now you got to fact check creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy. You got to fact check CNN and MSNBC and all their posts calling him a Russian agent and all of these things. You got to fact check all of that stuff. Now, you got to fact check me. You got to fact check everybody who posts stuff on Twitter. Do you got those type of resources? Do you? No. So you just went ahead and bought yourself a headache and jacked not only your benefits up, but Facebook and hopefully YouTube and some others. So you win the number 2 dumbest decision of the week award, Jack. Now, number 1 has to go to these 4 police officers who were responsible for the death of George Floyd. Now, I mean, that one ain't even a laughing matter, and it's not contested. That was the dumbest decisions of the week, possibly of at least their lifetime. At least even the ones that didn't have their knee on this man or was just on him in general, or the guy even standing up, keeping the crowd back. Somebody should have stepped in and said, dude, what are you doing? Get up off him. Did you not hear him? He said, I can't breathe. Do you see his eyes closed? Do you not hear the fact that, you hear that? Nothing. See, it's silent. That means something's going on with this guy. They said when they checked his pulse, as he's still on the ground with his hands behind his back, there was no pulse. Now, that means this cop just wasn't even checking the dude. He's just sitting there with his knee in his neck looking around at the audience. How dumb can you be as a police officer? Now, I don't think that they even realize the impact of that stupidity. And this is why I say these are the after effects that these people who do dumb things have to live with right now. Number one, all of y'all got fired. Done. Number two, the whole city is being rioted right now and burned down because of y'all choices. Now, I'm sure they sitting back watching this on TV going, oh man, dude, I should have knocked you in your head when you was on this guy's neck. But no, I tried to, this is my boy, my partner. I'm going to roll with him. And now we all done. You think they're going to take it easy on us after billions of dollars probably are burned down and folks are rioting and it's spreading across the whole U.S. and now it's became a national problem and probably some t-shirts going to come out of it and some movements, some new organizations and possibly even race riots. They right now are still trying to process the impact of that choice. And finally, some heads got to roll for that. And I'm sure the number one head is going to be the guy with his knee on that man's neck. And if I'm just thinking of human behavior, loyalty only lasts so long when you start looking at years. If those other three have to go up on some charges and they can, man, I bet you they'd be like, look, man, I tried to tell him, if you rewind the film, you'd have heard me whispering like, hey, man, get up off of him, man. Dude, come on, man. Look, that's enough. Somebody is going to roll this guy under a bus because I hear he has a rap sheet anyway in regards to the way he handles some of these people in the past. So that man right now, he's sitting back going, oh, I bet you right now, even family members don't even want to associate with him. They like, man, dude, if they find out I'm related to you, I'll never work in the city again. Never. That's like, you saying, what's your name? Kevin what? Dahmer. Kevin Dahmer. Yeah, Kevin Dahmer. Are you related to Jeffrey Dahmer? As a distant, yeah, he in my family, but I ain't like Jeff. I ain't like Jeff. See, that's what happens when you don't think things through and you do stupid stuff like that and you abuse the trust of the public by doing something on camera while everybody is looking at you and the man is saying, please get off me, I can't breathe, but because of whatever, maybe it was pride, maybe it was stupidity, or look, I'm in control, you guys aren't going to tell me how to run this, and now it results in many lives being destroyed, starting with the man on the ground, then y'all four, careers done. You go from being a hero to a zero, a public servant to now potentially a prisoner, and that's not a good thing. That man feels real dumb. That is why all four of them feel real dumb. That is why they win the number one dumbest decision of the week award, perhaps the year, perhaps at least their lifetime. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30 live in Kevin's Corner on Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. Hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Don't forget to check and make sure you're still getting notifications. It's set to all. Make sure also that you're still subscribed. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like the products, go below this video and you will see a link. Click on it, put Kevin in the promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, I'd appreciate it. God bless y'all. There's links below to do that. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.